2 or 3 or however many points you want, and then just plot them. That was the first way. The second way is finding x, y intercepts. So let me show you what that looks like. I'll give you an equation. And it's actually a cool technique, and when I went through this school, none of the teachers had really heard of the way I do it, but it works every time, and you don't have to do any work to it. I really like it. So graphing.
If you like it, we love it.
Graphing number 2. This is the second way to graph. Identify x, y intercepts. And remember, that just means the point is on those axes. Identify the x, y intercepts by using the cover-up method.
Easily.
By using the cover-up method. Now, on quizzes and tests, I'm not going to say find it by using the cover-up method. I'll just say find the x, y intercepts, and you've got to remember, just use the cover-up method. It's very direct when you're doing it. It would look like this. Let me say I gave you an equation. 2x plus 3y equals 12. 2x plus 3y equals 12. Now I want you to look and notice both letters are on what side of the equals?
The left.
Same side on the left-hand side. You can only use this technique if they're both on the left-hand side. So make a note. Can only do the cover-up when letters are on the left side.
Same side or left side?
Left side, same side. They're either both on the left or both on the right. I've just never seen it on the right, but they could be. All right, so they have to be on the same side. If they're not, then that's when you would use a different graphing technique. But when they are, finding the x, y intercepts is the easiest way to do. The cover-up method. The first thing you have to do is make a chart. You're making 2 points. You have an x-intercept, which is always going to be written like this. Some number, comma 0. An x-intercept's y value is always going to be 0. So just get in the habit of writing that every single time. X-intercept, some number, comma 0. And the y-intercept is backwards. It is 0, comma, some number. So that's the little chart you want to make every single time when you're doing this homework in 4.3. Make sure you start learning how to write that kind of a plan. Now the reason I call it the cover-up method, if I'm looking for an x-intercept, which letter do I not care about? I'm not caring about the y, I just care about the x. So with your finger, cover up that entire y value. Now you've got 2x equals 12. 2 times what would give you 12?
6.
That is the missing value.
I like that.
So then, what did you just do? Okay, I'm looking for the x value. So I cover up the y. 2 times what gives you 12?
2 divided into 12.
2 times 6 gives you 12. So my missing value is 6. If I'm looking for the y-intercept, I don't care what the x is.
So
cover it
4.
up. So Becky, 3 times what would give you 12?
4.
4. So that's your missing value.
Ooh, we like it.
Write ourselves a note code.
It's a nice little trick, and a lot of teachers don't even think about that method later. I don't know why, I use it all the time.
Who came up with that?
Me.
You deserve a Nobel Prize.
No, I really don't. I don't know if it's in your books. I don't know if it even says cover-up method.
Well, how did they do it in the book then?
They change the x to a 0 and then do all the
And then do
algebra.
all the algebra?
But it's just 0. It disappears. It's
Yeah,
gone.
it's just,
So it's a nice little, most of the teachers in intermediate college algebra, they show you by putting 0 in, but to me it's just so much work you don't really have to do because it disappears anyway. So let's graph this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got 2 points. Now I always have to say this because I always see it magically happen. Like on your test, some of you had a greater than sign and then it turned into an equal sign. You got to change the signs. With your x and y intercept, these are 2 distinct points. These are not people who can come together and make a baby person. These are 2 points. They can't merge together and make a baby point. They're 2 different points. So we have to graph them as 2 different points. So if I start in the middle, I'm going to graph the 6, 0 first. The 6 tells me to go left or right.
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 Right. 1, 2. And the 0 tells me
Stay.
stay. And notice it falls on the x-axis. Then I've got to do the y-intercept. So again, start in the middle. Does the 0, what does it mean to do?
Stay.
Stay.
Go up.
4 means go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a dot. Notice it falls on the y-axis.
And
so
it
they
connects.
should fall on your axes, and then you just connect the dots. Falls on your axes. In college algebra, you talk about falls
Can
on
we
your
use
axes.
this cover method for the
Falls
homework?
on your what?
Okay, good. Asymptote. It's the
Asymptote.
math. You don't learn that now, but in the homework, let me show you.
For the, like you were saying, for finding only 2 plots? for
Right.
different ones?
In 4.2, I know it might be a little down where you guys can't see in the back. In 4.2, remember I said all you have to do is find 2 pairs of points? Notice these are all the same like we did in class. But notice what she was just saying. Like this one, are the letters on the same side?
No.
No.
Yes.
They're on
Oh, yeah.
same
They're on the
side.
same side.
So instead of doing put 0 in, put 1 in, just do the cover up method for those. So it doesn't, I didn't say specifically you had to put 0 in, put 1 in. These you would just put 0 and 1 in because the letters are on different sides. But when you get to these, you could just do the cover up method for all of them because that's finding 2 distinct points. I
So
didn't
did you do the
specifically
cover-up
say.
method for 23 through 29?
Well, this is where they just want you to put the value in
Oh,
because
right.
they don't want you to graph it. They just want
So
you to
on
put the value.
4.2, 13,
13 through, if you want to make a note, in 4.2, 13 through 27, 13 through 27, you can use the cover-up method. It will work. Because I didn't say specifically you can't do it that way. So 13 through 27, you can do the cover-up, which we all seem to love. Yep, I'm just looking for 2 points, and these are 2 points.
and that's
13 through
4.2.
27, you can use the cover-up.
27, yep, you can use it.
I just,
Yep. I'll give you one like that. Let's try one more like that. 3x minus 6y equals 24. Are the letters on the same side of the equals?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're like, okay, we don't have to put 0 and put 1 in. We can just use cover-up method. So let's go ahead and make our chart. X-intercept, something, comma, 0, and y-intercept, 0, comma, something.
3 going to 24, 6, 6 going to 24, 3
Chris,
times.
isn't that a way to put your points next to where you plotted them? Can you do that?
Yeah,
six-
like
okay.
put it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you don't get kind of confused with that.
So X is going to
So
be
if I take my
3,
x-intercept,
6.
meaning I could care less what this y value is, just cover it up. 3 times what gives you 24?
6.
Sorry.
Gives you what?
8.
8.
8.
Oh, 3 times.
So that's your missing value. Then if I'm looking for the y-intercept, so cover up the x. Now notice, you've got a negative there. So negative 6 times what gives you positive 24? Negative 4. Think if you divide both sides by negative 6, you would get a negative 4. If you've got a negative here, your answer is going to be negative. So you just got to be careful with the little negative signs. Okay, see if you can graph those 2 points.
Wow, why doesn't go all the way to it?
And if you notice you don't have enough room when you're graphing, notice both of these numbers are divisible by 2. You could count by 2s instead of 1s, but you've got to let me know that you're doing that. You have to put a little tick mark saying 2, so I know that's what you're counting by.
So that doesn't work? B, not the,
Yeah, that would work. So the first one says to go over 8,
Oh,
put a dot. So it lands on my x-intercept. I know that I did that one, right? And then my y-intercept,
Go down.
go down 4, put a dot, and then connect. So if the x and the y are on the same side, use that cover-up method.
Could we use the same cross thing and just put several lines on there?
Yeah, just label them so when you get to your homework checkup, you know which line went with which problem.
Okay.
Because you don't want to have the wrong line on there, but I want to check up and I won't know any different.
So, say for instance, how you just said, say if that 8 was a 9
Okay?
and that -4 was -12.
Okay, you can count by 3s.
You could do by 3. So you could do that with any of those numbers if they go into each other. Okay.
he said, I have a question, because I seen that you did, the one intercept, the x-intercept.
Uh-huh.
I just randomly decided to put them together. I just put the.
You took 2 points and made a baby point. You can't do that.
But I
They're
like that.
2 individual
So?
points. They can't make babies. No, they can't do
She
that.
just said they can't make
Can't do it.
babies.
You have to have them 2 individually.
That's your personal life.
Now, nobody's asked me this
See, that's the
question
problem.
yet. What if this number was like 25? Ooh, that's where step 3 of graphing comes into play. So it will happen in the homework tonight. It will be all nice and pretty numbers, but eventually this number won't be so nice, and then we got to use the y equals x plus b form. So it
Which
will
is
happen.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, which is tomorrow. The last one I want to graph.
So you don't graph fractional portions?
You could, you can, but if it was like 2/3, then you really got to approximate. You can still do it, but sometimes the y equals mx plus b is a little bit more precise in your picture. So it just depends. You can still do it. There is no problem with that. It's just a little uglier looking because you got to estimate everything.
So we're looking.
It is.
Ouch.
All right.